afternoon, BeLivers, and welcome to this weekly show in which I'm here to answer your questions. Now, if you ask a question, I'll do my best to answer it. If I don't know the answer, then I'll find somebody who does and answer it afterwards. And after the show, I do reply to every single comment that's made, and that's what makes this show special. I'm here to listen and to learn from you about your live broadcasts, and it's a pleasure to be here. Okay, so I can see that people are watching, and I'm going to close that down. And if you've got any questions, then please do ask. That's what fuels the show. Now, before you saw me on screen, you actually saw the countdown clock beside me. Now, I enjoyed creating these countdown clocks, and I'm going to offer up a service that I am now able to offer you personalized 30-second countdown clocks. And if you want to message me, please do, and I will create a countdown clock especially for you, so you can actually use it at the beginning of your show. So say hello to Asan. Asan, how to make participants' name appear as Facebook users' names. Right, okay. Facebook took a decision during when they're having a clampdown on security that third-party applications like BeLive and Zoom could not see people's names and photographs unless they'd actually given permission to BeLive or Zoom. I'll post a link afterwards, Asan, and you use that link in your broadcast, put it at the top in your broadcast, ask people to click it. They only need to click it once, and then you'll be able to see their names and their photographs when you broadcast into a private group. It doesn't matter on a personal profile, it doesn't matter on a page, business page, but in a group, a private group, it's the word private that makes the difference. You've got to ask your viewers to give permission once. I know it's a bit of a pain, but it's Facebook keeping groups which are secure as far as live video is concerned. If I went to the BeLivers group now, I could see everybody's name. I may not be able to do during the course of this broadcast. And what I do after the broadcast is, if I don't recognize a name, then I direct them to the link that I'm going to post at the end of this broadcast. So it's a one-off operation, and you can put that link in your broadcast. You can give it to people beforehand, you can give it to people during, you can give it to people after. Click it once, and then they can see all the comments in your broadcast. And for incredibly the third time this afternoon, I say hello to Chris. I'm going to change the layout slightly, just forgive me for a moment, so that you can see more of me and less of the comment. So thank you for joining me. If you have questions, then please do ask. If you'd like your own personalized countdown clock, then just message me, and you'll see my name at the top. So you can actually just click on that, send me a message, and we can talk about doing a personalized countdown clock. It will have in the bottom right-hand corner a BeLive logo, but other than that, it is totally about you. Okay, now I'm always honored when people actually join me on a broadcast, and did a show earlier today with, I'm going to hide that and bring this in, did a show earlier today with Fons Chamberlain, and he and I have known each other for around about 3 or 4 years, I think now, and we do this weekly show called Anything Goes, or I Live Here. But we're going to have a change, and I'm here to announce that change. From next week, we'll be live at 5 p.m, 12 p.m. Eastern on a Friday with a brand new show, the title of which escapes me for the moment, but you can join us every Friday at 12 p.m. And let's just take a look at the sort of thing that happens on the show. This is a YouTube video. I've pasted the link into my BeLive studio. I can put it full screen, and I can press play. Now, as you can see, it's got a countdown clock. And I'm going to skip. Spooked, and he just stayed around. And we got to the top of the hill. Oh, wait a minute.
I suppose they're used to seeing people about, though, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? Well, I'm asking you a strange question here, but you see that fence there? It actually fences off a square of ground. Do you know what it's for? Laycock Abbey. Now, Laycock Abbey is the home of photography. It's where the first ever photograph was taken. First ever. Ever. And there's an exhibition of all the cameras that were in use then, which is way before our time. And the first ever photograph is there as well. It was a photograph taken through a window. And absolutely amazing. But right, I'm going to stop the video at that point. If you want to catch it, then it's on my timeline, and you're more than welcome to watch. As we say, good afternoon or Guten Morgen to Harper. Harper, nice to see you. Harper and I will be live tomorrow on Wednesday on the BeLive and 5 page, and looking forward to that. And over to Hassan again, who's saying how to make long introduction, for example, 30 minutes before the start. Right, okay, if you want to do, I mean, this is a good idea. If you want to play a video before you're going live, suppose you're going live at 2 p.m, then you could create a video which goes live at 1:30 p.m. and put that video, well, you don't need to do, you don't need to involve BeLive really. I mean, basically create the video and upload it to Facebook, set it as a premiere. Now, basically, this means that it's new to Facebook, and you can schedule it. So you can schedule it to go live at 1:30 p.m. and it will finish as you're starting. So to recap, record the video separately, upload it to YouTube, so Facebook, sorry. Once you've uploaded it to Facebook, set it as a premiere, and that's in the options as you actually go along. When you uploaded it, and it says, when do you want to go live? And you say, I want to go live as a premiere, and I want it to go live at 1:30. And that video will then start automatically at 1:30 and will lead into your live broadcast. So you don't need to involve BeLive at all. You don't need BeLive to do this. You can actually just do it directly on Facebook. It's probably the cleanest way to do it. Because if you do it from BeLive, you've got to be in the studio, whereas half an hour before the broadcast, you're actually preparing for the broadcast at 2 o'clock. So I would do it as a Facebook premiere. And shout out, and the shout out is from Mark Garcia. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you. Again, this is our weekly show, and if you want to say hello, please do. If I'm meeting you for the first time, thank you for joining me today. And we say hello to Diana. Now, Diana's testing my knowledge of languages. We've already had Guten Morgen from Harper, which is a hint that I actually speak German. In fact, my partner is a native German speaker, and I'm part of a class which has been going on for the last 7 years, learning German every fortnight. And so, yes, I can speak German. I can say Guten Morgen, but I can also say Buenos dias. And thank you, Diana, for that. And over to Hassan again. And Hassan is saying, how do you change the background using the green screen? Okay, right. There are two ways, more than one way to do it, but I can tell you how I do it and why this is reasonably effective. Okay, let's go back to me. This is what my office looks like. Behind me is the green screen. Okay, now if you're aiming for good, then you don't need a green screen. If you're aiming for near perfect, then you do need a green screen. This one behind me is portable, scrunchable. I can carry it from one place to another. So a green screen. The second thing you need is lighting. And I was talking to Romany earlier today, and we're talking about the fact that you need lighting. Now, I have lighting, one softbox there, one on the other side of me, and that hits the wall in front of me and the light reflects back onto me. This is very important. Lighting is the difference between good and perfect. I'm going to do, from our BeLive studio, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share my screen with the software that I use. And the software that I use is now next to me. In actual fact, in order to not confuse things, I can actually put this software full screen so you can actually see it. This is XSplit VCam, a piece of software which is currently a $40 purchase. That's a one-off purchase. That's a lifetime purchase for $40. Runs on Windows 10. I'll talk about Mac in a moment, but this is XSplit VCam. And in terms of how does it work, it's simple and straightforward. First of all, you download the software. I'm using here my Brio camera, which is coming straight into XSplit VCam. So my camera is here. This is my normal camera. And on the right-hand side of me, you can see the images that I can use. And I'm going to pick one of the images. And I need to be on the right screen. I'm going to pick one of the images, and it will immediately, almost immediately, change my background. Yeah. Now, all I need to do is select an image and my background changes. Remember that my lighting is good and I've got a green screen, okay, which is why I can do that. The acid test is whether you can actually put your arm out, yeah, and see your fingers still rather than blurry. And that's why the green screen and the lighting are very important. Where can you get backgrounds from? Well, you can load a background from your hard drive. So let's do that. This is a live demonstration. You won't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to bring a background in. And there we have it. Now, this is a photograph that Chris sent to me. And I've just been able to upload it, and it now shows on screen. The other place I can get backgrounds from is from a YouTube video. Now, I have a sample of this here. This video that's going to play behind me now in a second or two is actually on YouTube, and I'm waiting for it to start. And this is a live demonstration. So let's see what happens. Sometimes nothing happens, but you can take my word for it. You can actually load videos from YouTube and they will then play in the background. And the other place you can get backgrounds from is, let's go back to a photograph. And I've locked it up. I've locked. No, I haven't. I'm back. So what I'm going to do is hide that and stop sharing and come back to me. And I'm back. And I'm going to be full screen. And I've overtaxed my machine. So bear with me a moment while I get back to normal service. I'm going to go back to the original at the moment, and it will just take a second. But that's the cook's tour of XSplit VCam, and I love it when a thing goes slightly wrong. I'm not sure what I've done. I'm just going to wait a minute. I've locked totally. This happened yesterday, and I'm going to be back in a minute. Right, and today I'm going to be very careful what I say, because yesterday didn't work quite as well. I'm just going to click original. I've got a total machine lock at the moment. So I'll be back in a minute. Don't demonstrate live. Occasionally things will go wrong. So, excuse me, I shall return. Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay, so I'm now back live. Just give me a second.
I can hear you now.
Right, I can
Yeah,
hear
I can
you
hear
as
you now.
well.
You told me to remind you. I thought you wouldn't forget that quick.
Right. And Chris is watching us. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you again. And we've no idea what we're going to talk about today. None
No.
at all.
No.
We took a short break and sort of refreshed. And it's we've been doing Anything Goes, and I live here for quite a while now.
Yeah. Must be about a year, isn't it? Really, I think probably more than a year.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with I Live Here is that we can't go live on YouTube at the same time because we get hit with copyright things.
Yeah, and that's it's funny why it was looking at other people's videos. Probably when things are better and it's out and about and things have gone back to normality, then maybe we should.
Now then, I'm back. Apologies for the delay, but it does prove that you can leave the broadcast running. I had problems with my machine then, and I was able to. The show continued while I sorted it out. So apologies for the break, and let's catch up with the comments. And okay, the last comment we had was how to change the background. So I'm back, and thank you. And over to Mark. Mark, I'm not sure we know each other. And happy birthday to Annalou. Okay, and over to Chris. And Chris is saying it's a good idea to make short videos to use during the live show. For instance, to show things you can't show with the camera or your webcam. For example, in my case, how to appraise a painting, which is what we did with the broadcast yesterday. Thank you, Chris. And please post the 3 ways. You can upload images for XSplit VCam, and they can come from your hard drive. They can come from YouTube. They can come from Unsplash. And the 4th one, because I had a background, your background can in actual fact be a web page. So the fourth way is a web page. Okay, and Facebook user, I shall actually afterwards put in a comment. And over to Hassan. Right, okay, and the question is, can I use my DSLR camera with this program and go live? Yes, you can. You need Camlink, Camlink, and Camlink is a USB link between your camera and your mic or PC, and you can bring the DSLR camera in using Camlink. It should be available now. It did go out of stock, but it should now be back in stock. Camlink, and that is the best way to do it. The second way to do it is using, if you've got a Canon camera, then Canon have released software to enable you to do that. So if your DSLR is a Canon, then go to the Canon website, search for PC software or Mac software, and you should be able to find it. I'll put up a link after this broadcast and come back and answer that question if you haven't found the answer. Right, over to Hassan again. No. The question is there a possibility to use BeLive to go live with Instagram? The answer to that is no. And the reason is that Instagram have not published a way to do that. So whether you're on BeLive or Zoom or any other piece of software, you cannot go live on Instagram from your desktop because Instagram say not. Well, in other words, they haven't said yes. So the technology has not been released to enable BeLive to go live to Instagram, even if they wanted to. So you can go live from your mobile phone, you can go live from your or you can go live from your iPad, but you cannot go live from desktop, and you can't go live from desktop because Instagram haven't released the software to do that. And thank you everybody who's stayed with me. I went live on Facebook and YT. I guess it pulls even more bandwidth. No, it doesn't. You're only broadcasting to BeLive. Your signal goes from your desktop to BeLive. BeLive are the ones who send it out to Facebook and YouTube. So there is no pull on your bandwidth. You're going one way. You're going up to BeLive and down from BeLive. You're not going anywhere near Facebook or YouTube. All that is handled by BeLive. So it doesn't affect that. It doesn't affect that at all, as far as I know. If I find out different, Bosco, then I'll let you know. And welcome to the broadcast. And MacBook. If you've got a MacBook, then you want to use OBS. There is Ecamm, ECAAM, which will enable you to use a green screen, a background, but that is now moved to a subscription model rather than a one-off fee, which it was back in the day, a few years ago. It's now upwards of $15 a month. Your alternative is OBS. OBS now has a virtual camera for Mac. OBS has green screen software built in. So take a look at OBS, download OBS, install it on your machine, download OBS virtual camera for Mac onto your machine. The two will see each other and work. When you come to BeLive, instead of using your normal camera, you select the camera from OBS, and that brings it onto the screen. And then the green screening takes place in OBS, so you've got to learn something. The software from OBS is free. The extension is free. You have to invest time, and it's by investing your time that you'll get to learn the answer to it. There is a learning curve. It's not out the box. You've got to put some time in, but technically it is possible. And over to Jerry, and Jerry is saying hello, Stephen, and thank you. Now, you just witnessed how stable BeLive is. The problem that I had a quarter of an hour ago was not of BeLive's doing. It was my machine that was having the problem. And that meant that I had to try and fix it. But the broadcast continued, and this is the same broadcast as before. So this is a major point. If you're having problems with your broadcast, be you host or guest, you can close the Chrome browser, you can close whatever other software you're running, you can reboot your machine, and you can come back into the same broadcast as if nothing had happened. And I'm trying to do that, although in the knowledge that something did happen. So your BeLive broadcast runs independent of you, which goes back to what I said to Bosco, that this is all controlled not from your computer, but from BeLive servers. And that means that once it's left your computer, BeLive take over, and BeLive will run the show until you press the stop button. So the show is going to continue, thankfully, until you decide that it stops. Good point made. I didn't want to make that point today, but things changed, and as I say, my computer, well, in fact, it was a problem with a piece of software, which I'm going to investigate afterwards. But now we're back, and I'm happy to take any more questions that you have about BeLive and live streaming. Just remember, don't panic if something goes wrong. Just sort it out. And I was able to bring over a video from YouTube, which was able to play, hopefully, in my absence. Or you saw part of it. You saw part of the video earlier, and that was over from YouTube. So, just a quick recap for anybody just joining us. I'm going to show this in the broadcast. To the right of me is my 30-second countdown clock, and my offer today and all days is if you would like your own personalized countdown clock, then just let me know. And it can be anything you want, and we can provide music for it, or you can provide the music. But I am now offering personalized countdown clocks to enable you to do the 30-second countdown. And the 30-second countdown is important because we're now broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube. They have different connection times, so you don't know when to go live. If you've got a 30-second countdown clock, however, then you can play the 30-second countdown clock. You can relax in the background until it's time for you to come on. You can share your show. You can do everything apart from talk to your guest. And then when the countdown clock is finished, you just remove it from screen and you appear on screen. So it takes care of connection differences, because now we're going to Facebook and YouTube. Who knows where we'll go in the future? So if you'd like a personalized countdown clock, then just message me. And once you finish with the clock, you just hide it. And I'm going to take that down off screen. Okay, and the next thing, I think I've done that. Hello, Jerry. You wouldn't believe what's happened in the last quarter of an hour. You still wouldn't. And we're still going, and we're still live in BeLivers. We're still live on YouTube. There's no break in transmission. The videos are there. It means that I can download the HD video from BeLive, and I can take out the bit that shouldn't be there, and then repurpose that video, and it will look as if nothing ever happened during the live show. And of course, we all know that's not true. Now, one of the things that I am interested in is live selling and messenger bots. And Irene has been promoting live selling on BeLive because, let's just see if this works. Live selling is the ability to actually sell whilst you're live. Okay. And here's my friend. And that's my friend. He needs a name. Robbie the robot doesn't cut it. But it's the ability to sell items live. You can talk about the item. You can show the item on screen. You've got a picture. You've got a price. You've got a title. You've got a description. All the things you need to actually demonstrate something on screen. You could also use your mobile camera. If I can get that in shot, you could use your mobile camera to actually give a different view of the item you're actually talking about if it's a physical item. But what happens next? One of the ways of actually selling is to actually drop the link to your landing page into the comments on Facebook. The problem with that is that Facebook restricts the number of comments which are visible on a live broadcast to a viewer. So the link that you post now will be there for a little while, then it will disappear. And then you've got to post it again. So it all gets very, very complicated and time consuming, because every time you have to lean over to post a link, your attention is wandering. It's taken off what you're actually doing, which you're actually talking to people who are watching the show. So this is where a messenger bot comes in. And a messenger bot will allow you to set up a route to Facebook Messenger so that when people type in a keyword whilst you're live, and you can choose the keyword, they get a link to your landing page. Now, this item is Bots for Broadcasters, which is a beginner's guide to bots, which is actually on Udemy, and its code is bots. So if I was live on a business page, and it only works on business pages, I could ask people whilst I was live to type in the word bots, and they would then get a personal message in Messenger with a link to the landing page for Bots for Broadcasters. And if I had several products to sell, I could have several different keywords, and I could market a range of products, and all people have to do is type in the keyword. Now, the magic that happens here is that what you're actually doing, I'll hide my friend, what you're actually doing is building a list, one person at a time. And when they type in the keyword, they're getting a message in Messenger from your page, which means after the broadcast, you can go and talk to the people who are actually buying your product. And you can ask them whether you can answer any questions. And this is the personal bit. This is you doing this. This is not a bot doing this. The bot's done the introduction. You're now doing the follow-up, and you're doing it in person at your own pace. And you can reply to people and start a conversation. So it's not bot marketing, it's conversation marketing, which is what RJ and I believe in. And that is basically the best way to actually sell whilst you're live on desktop. And I highly recommend it. And I'll be doing, just as an intro, I will be doing a free course, which is there. I'll be doing a free course next week. I'll announce the date and the time, and I'll be showing you step by step how you can use messenger bots in your marketing, so that when people type in a keyword, they go off to your landing page. If they like what they see, they will buy it, and you're actually selling whilst you are live. It's just like learning a language. Bots are not difficult. Bots are logical, as you would expect. And so messenger bot training will get you up to speed. It's a free course, and over the course of an hour, backed up by videos which are permanently available on YouTube, you will be able to create your own messenger bots, and you can try it out for free. And I don't use affiliate links. I'll then give you a link direct to the site that looks after this. And Hassan, from where to buy this bot software. The bot software is, I'll post a link afterwards, Hassan. I don't have it on me at the moment, but I'll post a link. Thank you for asking. I'll post a link to the software at the end of this broadcast, and you can then go and you can try it out. And I'll give you a link to the YouTube videos as well, which take you from creating the show, putting together the sales cards, in other words, how to create my friend, and then how to do the bit which links him to Messenger. It's all included in the course. I'll be doing a live session next week, and I'll give you a link to the bot and to my course after this broadcast. I'll say goodbye to my friend. Thank you for the question. You've just proved that I'm actually still connected. And thank you for staying watching. And I'd like to say thank you, although I know you're not all here. I would like to say thank you to John for joining, Harper, Grant, Inga, hello Inga, and Bosco for joining me. And I know also that Hassan has been with me, so thank you, Hassan. And thank you to Mark, and to Diana, and to Chris, and Harper. You are all stars, and thank you for joining me and witnessing that when things go wrong, keep cool, don't curse, and you can come back and you can carry on. The broadcast continues. And over to last question. So last question was from where to buy the software, and again I'll put the link in afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to take that off the screen. Right, now the other thing that you should have is your own website. You're doing videos on Facebook, and if you're multicasting, simulcasting, you're broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube. What you should also do is have your own website. Now, websites are relatively inexpensive. The major investment is your time. But by having a website, you have somewhere which is yours. So if anything happens to Facebook or YouTube, you've got somewhere to send people, and they can go there and they can actually watch the replays. The other thing about having a website, which is important, and I'm going to share a website and show you what I'm talking about, because the picture is worth 1,000 words. So forgive me for a moment. I'm going over to my website and I'm going to share when I get there. And this is going to load. I know it's going to work now. I've had my problems for the day. Okay, I'm now going to share screen. So I'm in the studio. I'm going to share screen. I'm going to share a Chrome tab. I'm going to bring it up on screen when I find it. I need to find it first. Wait a minute. If anything's... right, I've got it. Okay. So this is from my website. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go picture in picture so that you can see me in the bottom corner. Now, this is my third broadcast today. My friend David says, I asked him how many broadcasts can you do in a day? And he said, well, it depends what you feel like. And I felt like doing 3 broadcasts a day. And I wrote a blog about it. Now, the interesting thing is this. I'm just going to scroll down this page. First of all, I was able to put the countdown timers into the broadcast. Okay, and I've got a problem with latency on YouTube at the moment, so I'm going to stop that and hope that it's not broken anything. I was able to show both countdown clocks, and because this is not just a video, I was able to put text in explaining what the broadcasts are about. Then I was able to put the live shows in, and the live shows are on YouTube, and this links through to YouTube. And then finally, we've got the video of me live now. Okay, now why is this important? Why is it important to actually have a blog? Because people actually come and visit the blog. Now, I created this blog 5 hours ago, and already 148 people have seen it. And this is marketing. This is brand marketing. This is marketing you. And you're doing it by using live video and repurposing live video so that people can watch the replay on that page. You can watch 3 replays from today's broadcast on the one page. And the only way I promote this page is by posting it on Twitter and on Facebook. And I know that by the end of this week, that page will have had over 300 views. So it's a way of actually getting people to see more of your videos. Yeah. So that was my webpage. And whilst we're here, if we go back up to the top of the page, okay, whilst I'm screen sharing, I can go menus on every page. I can go to the blog, and the blog will come up on screen in a minute. I'm waiting patiently as you are. Okay, it's not going to go. So I'm going to stop sharing, come back to me, and I'm going to go full screen. And I'm back, and over to Hassan. So the bot software, and Chris is saying, thank you so much, Stephen. You're welcome. Thank you, Chris. And over to Hassan. Thanks, Stephen, for a great broadcast. You're very, very kind, and you are most welcome. So having your own website is a way to give your videos, whether they're on Facebook or YouTube, a longer life. And it's also a way to promote yourself 7 days a week. If you do 1 show a week, you are live for an hour. Okay. If you're live on Facebook, then people see your show the day that you are live. Your show on Facebook then disappears. It drops down the timelines. People don't see it anymore, and it becomes yesterday's video, which is like yesterday's newspaper. It's not much use. It's not going to promote you anymore. YouTube is slightly better. YouTube, things don't disappear because you've got your own page. The only thing that's on that page is video, and you can set up playlists, and you can set up your SEO, and you can set up a correct image, a correct title, and the correct description. And the video will then be watched. not only by people subscribing to you, but by people who find you. And this is important. Being found is important. And having a website is also part of being found. The more that you do, the more that you're going to be seen. So one video should be on Facebook, YouTube, and on your blog. So it's out in 3 places. Now, the thing about your blog is when you're not broadcasting, which is 147 hours a week, 167 hours a week, your blog is broadcasting. Your blog is available. Now, I'm very fortunate in that people come and read my blog, as you've just seen, and I've got everything in relation to my kit list there. I've got broadcasts, I've got help and advice all in one central spot. And that means that people are actually attracted to come and look at the page and to learn about what I'm doing, what my friends are doing. And this is important to me. I basically talk about what I'm doing when I'm doing broadcasts with the people, because it's very rare. My being live in BeLivers is the rarity. I normally broadcast on a Monday with David. On a Tuesday, it will now be every other Tuesday with Romany. On Wednesday with Marco. On Thursday with the guys from Blubbing for Britain and with John on Inspired by Video. And a new show on Friday, not this week, but next week, is myself and Font. So I broadcast 5 days a week, but I do it with friends. So the BeLivers video is very special to me because I'm the only person here, and I'm here answering your questions. I just love the fact that you do post questions, and I am most of the time able to answer them. If I can't answer them at the time, then I'll answer them afterwards. And I do want to say thank you to everybody who's joined in, and more people are joining in. This is the wonderful thing about video. Dee's saying, great tip, Stephen. Also recycle my BeLive audio. That's a good tip. That's a brilliant tip, Dee. Thank you for that, Dee. Thank you for that. BeLive, if you go to my profile, my broadcasts, you can download the HD video, but you can also download the audio. And as Dee is saying, you can then repurpose that audio by putting it up onto SoundCloud. Simples. Thank you. Okay, and over to Sherry. And Sherry is saying, is there any way to have a picture in the staging area instead of doing the Chrome thing, overlay or screen sharing? This is one thing I do not like about StreamYard. Well, this is interesting because this is not StreamYard. This is BeLive, and you're in the BeLivers group. So is there any way to have a picture in the staging area instead of doing the Chrome thing, overlaying or screen sharing? I've got videos in my staging area. I've got pictures in my staging area, like this one. So I'm on BeLive. I can have pictures on screen, and I can give you, for instance, if I go over to media and upload, I'll go to Facebook. Let's go to Facebook. And I can go to my cover photos. Okay, so I'm going to bring it up on screen. These are images from my Facebook. And I've put them, they're in an album. This is an album, my cover photos. And I can cycle through the cover photos that I've had. I can put together an album which is special. Now, this photograph might not mean anything to you, but it means a heck of a lot to Angelica and I, because this is the first time we had a coffee outside in months at a local restaurant. Okay, so every picture tells a story. This is a bush, a beautiful flowering bush, which is near to where I live. Okay, so images are not a problem. I guess I'm sort of missing your question in 2 ways, Sherry. One, I'm on BeLive. And the second thing is, is there a way to have a picture in the staging? I hope I've answered that bit as well. I'm not sure what Chrome thing you're talking about. If I want to share a picture now, I can bring it from Facebook. I can bring it from my local hard drive. I can do albums on Facebook and display pictures from the album. So there's no, I very rarely do I use the Chrome thing of sharing, because videos are on YouTube. All my videos are on YouTube. I don't upload a video, it goes on YouTube. Even if it's only 30 seconds, it goes on YouTube. My photographs are stored on my hard drive and in also in albums is what I'm looking for. So I can remove that. I'll give you, for example, and hopefully this is okay with Chris because we showed it publicly yesterday. If I go for media again, and I go to Facebook, and I go to this, these images that I'm displaying now were sent to me by Chris and were part of our show yesterday and part of the video. So I guess I'm misunderstanding your question, Sherry. Okay, I just love these pictures. Chris, I thought I'd show them again. Okay, the explanation of this artwork is in the video that Chris and I did yesterday, which you can check out. It's actually on Facebook and on YouTube. And those are Chris's cats. So back to me. So Sherry, I do apologize if I've misunderstood. Could you sort of add an additional comment, and I'll try and get back to it after this broadcast later this evening, and try and answer your question. Okay, that's all I can say, because the mention of StreamYard in the BeLive group doesn't really happen. Okay, so where are we? So let's do a quick recap, and thank you to everybody who's watched. And starting Messenger bot training next week, and I'll be showing you how to use a Messenger bot on your broadcast to promote a cause, charity, to promote your business, to promote a project that you're involved in, and how you can actually get people to message you on Messenger and you can start a conversation. So this is conversation marketing. Second thing, you've been seeing for the last 3 months my countdown clocks. I'm now offering personalized countdown clocks, and you just need to contact me and I'll create a contact countdown clock for your broadcast. And that really is it. Just to give you an example, don't do it now, but in a show earlier this afternoon, we arranged it. If you typed in web and we're live on a business page, then you got a link to my website. That's one way it works. Or you could type in the word YouTube and get the link in Messenger to the BeLive YouTube course. So those are ways of actually marketing. And it's marketing yourself, marketing your business, marketing your course. So bots are coming back, and they are friendly bots because we designed them to be so. So thank you for watching. I wish you all a wonderful week, and we have proved beyond reasonable doubt that if anything goes wrong on a BeLive broadcast, the broadcast will continue. You can do your workaround, sort out in the background what is going on. You can play a video in the meantime, and it simply works. BeLive keeps on running. It must be on Duracell batteries. So thank you for watching today. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.